In our last video, we talk about what the skills are. This one we are actually building one live from scratch. So let me explain your problem statement. So you finish a coaching call, you get a page of messy notes, fragments, half sentences, think out of order. Right now you spend 20 minutes turning that into something usable, a clean update you can file, send to the client and paste into the Notion. By the end of the video, that's one command, paste the notes and a skill run and done. So let's build into it. So before we have this, the messy information and we spend a lot of time here. But when we just run the one command, we get the clean summary, the action item, and the next meeting plan. So let's get into it. So first, before we building the skills, I just showing you the three different methods so you can generate or build your skills. So first is describe it. You can simply tell Cowork what you want, it write the file for you. So good for just simple use case. You can simply go to your Cowork and you can just ask it anything. So let me write it. So I am thinking to build or create a skill for taking my meeting notes and turn into the action items. So once you just simply tell the Claude Cowork, it run and it just generate or create the skills for you. It's asking some question to you, you need to answer it and it do the work for you. So this is the one way. So you can see we have the skill is a skill creator. So if you click it here, you can simply come here, click on skills, manage skills, and you can add a skill here. So we already have this skill creator installed. So it uses this skill to generate the skills, right? It's just the Claude infrastructure. And if you see here, it just asking some question for you. So you can just answer it. We need task description. The output format is markdown list. So this is the first method. You just tell Claude what you wants to do and create a skill and it asking some written question to you. And once it done, you can see it already add a task here to draft a skill.md and it's just working here, right? So this is the one way you can generate the skills. So let's finish this task one and second way when we are want to build a skill, you need to do the task once together and when it look right, so you can just simply tell Claude save this as a skill and Cowork write the files for you. So this is the best one because you already do the work, you understand the edge cases, what the things you don't like. So you can cover everything and after once you complete your work, you can just turn into a workflow into skill. So this is the way we can use in this video. And third way is use this skill creator. So if you come here, if you click it here, skills, you can add a skill here. So this is the way you can add the predefined skills. So let's say you want to add this canvas design skill, you can come here. This is the skill that already written by Claude itself. You can simply come here and install it. So once you install this skill, you can use this skill here. So we have the Canva design skill. So this is the most simplest way to do it, but this is not the customized or it's not depend on your workflow need that that need your view or your customization, right? It's just a predefined skills that you can directly use it. So this is the last way and you can see here it create this skill.md file for us and it write the description and all the body part as well. So you can read it correctly and you can just save the skill and just give a proper name. And once it's saved, you can simply come here, give a slash command. All the skills are loaded here and you can just run it. And once you build a skill, you need to test it multiple times because once you see the output and you verify those output, and if you something look off to you, you can just simply come into the skill.md, or just tell the Claude Cowork we need to improve this particular thing in the particular skill, right? So we have three ways. First, you can just tell Cowork and it asks some question to you, and you can create a skill.md file. Second way that we're going to use in this video to actually do the work from start to finish, and then just ask Cowork to turn into a skill. And lastly, you can directly use the predefined skill by Claude. So these are the three ways you can create a skill inside the Claude Cowork. So let's build a skill using this second method, that is the most practical, and this way you can customize your skill or your workflow as well, right? So let's get into it. So I open this new chat here, and right now we have a new chat, no skills loaded, no context here. So let's build everything from scratch. So if I go to my finder, and in this AI skills demo folder, I have some client notes here, and this is the expected file that I needed. So let me show you both the files. So this is just a no, this is the call notes, and once we have the notes, I want AI to run, and this give me this output that include this clean summary, the action items for me, and the next meeting focus. Okay, so whenever we submit a call notes, we want the summary and the action items. So let's first load this folder here. So now let me search here, AI skills series, and inside we have the demo folder, and the demo folder have my one call notes and also the output file that I want to generate. So I just provide it here, and I just simply come here and just tell Claude here, turn these notes into a client status update, three section, summary, action items, and next meeting focus, and keep it concise. So when I just give it a command, so yeah, let me just remove this file here because we just need a call notes, some notes, and then turn into it. Okay, so we run it, and it use the cloud.md file, and then it use the demo folder. I don't see note attach your message, right? So inside the demo folder we have one file called notes. Please read it from there. So for now I just simply show you this way, but later on we can connect our note taker from the meeting. Or so it directly loaded the files here, and it just start to reading it. So you can see here it loaded the demo call notes here, and it just give us the summary, the action item, and the next meeting focus. If you want to some changes here, so let's say I want this in my doc file. Sorry, I need an HTML file with SVG diagram as well, so I can visualize it correctly. So you can see here we have this file here, right? But we just tell it to convert into HTML file with SVG diagram as well. So it convert into it. So you can see here, whenever we have the meeting, we need to come here. We need to just add a, let me add the demo folder. So we need to add a load here, and then we can just tell it to convert into the summary or the action item, then convert into the HTML format, right? So we're doing the same thing for every client. So instead of doing this every single time, we don't want to repeat ourselves. We just working step by step instructions. We can follow from start from here, and we can just tell everything what we needed, and then we can confirm is this actually needed, and then we can convert into a skill, right? So let it be run, it create the HTML file for us. So let's see how it goes. And once it done, we can make a real test as well. So let's wait to complete it first. You can also see it running this skill here. So I think this confused with the doc file, but you can see now it generated the HTML with SVG diagram. And right now we have all the progress here. It first create an Word doc with client status update. It's already done, and now it's just creating the HTML SVG visualization, right? So let's wait to finish it. So right now you can see we have this written file here, but now we can convert into the HTML with SVG diagram as well, right? So this, right? So this is the small part of the workflow, and once we have this, then we can send this to a client. So now we have the file, and I need to send this to my client. And for the simplicity, I just use my own email and email my client at abdbhanu12 at the gmail.com with the HTML file and just create the draft there. So now once we have the file, we can email the client at my other email that I use. Okay, and we can send it, right? So this is just a one simple workflow. It means whenever your meeting is finished, you take the notes, just take the summary action items and your next meeting focus. It give you this, then you convert into the doc file, or you can see the HTML file, and then you can go to your Gmail to send the report to a client, right? So this is the simple workflow that you do every single day. And now we can turn it into skill. So first is ask me to, okay, it asked me to connect my Gmail. So when you working with it, right, so you need to turn on your connectors, right? So okay, email connector is on. So before we don't connect it, that's why I just asked to connect it first. And since we connected it, it just create the draft for us. Okay, so note down the whole thing, right? So the Gmail connector doesn't support the attachment here, so it just simply embed the HTML as a email body. So either we can confirm it, or we can just simply refine it to convert into a PDF format and attach a PDF, right? So you can just play with it and the way you wanted it. So the first goal is to just go through from step 1 to last step, and just allow this task here so it can create the draft for us. So once we define about all the manual steps, so you can see draft in is your email, right? So if I go to my Gmail here, and it create a one draft for us. Okay, this is the draft. It can send the report, and you can see it already embed the HTML body directly here. If you like it, you can just send it, or otherwise you can just go to Claude again and just ask it to make some changes. Okay, so let's suppose our workflow is done. So let me recap it. First, we take our notes and turn into the summary, action items, and next meeting focus. Then we convert into the HTML format, and then we send an HTML embedded body email to the client. Okay, so this is what we do every single time. So you can simply give a one prompt here. Now our workflow is complete. So I want you to create a skill for this whole workflow. First, we have the meetings note as an input, and then we convert into the summary and the bullet point and the one more thing that we described above. And once we have this, you need to convert into HTML format and send always at the abdbhanu1212 at the gmail.com with HTML embedded body. So create a skill for it. So you can see here, I just give a prompt here and just tell it to convert the whole thing into a skill. And now Cowork understand our whole work into this session and convert into a skill. So once it can create the skills, we can see it here and we can read it, and then we can test it again. Okay, so let's wait to first create the skill for us. And in the meantime, when it's creating a skill, if you go back here and we have the skills, just show you this is the important part here. So whenever you create a skill, It won't be perfect on your first try, and it's completely normal. You need to run it skill 5 different set of call nodes and something will be off. Maybe the summary is too long sometimes, maybe it misses action items. When your nodes are really fragmented, that's normal and that's expected. You need to follow this whole process. So first you need to plan and define your process. Then you need to build or you can create your skill. They can use the skill for real data with multiple test samples. And then you can give a Claude Cowork to a feedback or you refine your skill. And this is a complete loop whenever you working with a skill. So skill is not just a one-time investment. You need to invest you a lot of time to building it and then using it and just refining it. Okay. So each iteration, the skill get you a better and get tighter. One skill you refine 10 times, beat 10 skills you have never tested every single time. The stuck movement when the output is wrong and you have to figure out why, those are the most valuable part. And we can cover in the upcoming video about this, but this is the plan that you need to follow whenever you have the skill. So if you go to back to your Cloud Cowork, so now the skill is drafted and it set up the evaluation and run test cases as well. So if you come here, this is the skill.md. You can click it here and you can read this skill, right? So first is this is the description. This is the most important part. So whenever you give a brief or you can run a prompt, this skill automatically should be loaded when you are running it. So we can test it now, but you can see we have the description and we have this the body part where we have step 1, step 2 and step 3 all the instructions, and then it create a graph for step 4, and this is all about the skill. You can simply save this skill. So let it finish its task first, and once it completed, it's running some evolution and then it makes some it can test some edge cases as well on its own and give you the proper skill. And once we have the skill, then we can test it with real data and see how it works. Okay, so let's we to complete the skill first and then we can test. You can see here it running the live evolution. So if you click evolution.json, so it give this skill name is meeting client update, and you can see it automatically test with different prompts to just evaluate the skill and is it working properly or not. Okay, so it automatically run in the background to just verify and check everything for you. So let it be complete first, and you can also see whenever it's working, right? So you can just need to open this section here and you can read it how Claude work behind the scene, right? So if you see here, it run three agents to run three different skills evolution, right? So we have the skill, this is it running in the background. Okay, and once it complete, you can see run test edge cases and general evolution viewer, and it completely done. And now it's just packaging the skills to using us, right? So it already automatically evaluate your skills. It run test edge cases, and once it complete, we have the skills, so we can read it or test it after it, and then we can evaluate it. Okay, so this is just running it here, and now it's complete. You can see we have this meeting client update skill. This is the name and this is the description. You can save this skill, and now let's take a live example. So we can open it here, and if you see here skills, so we have this meeting client update skills that's showing us here, right? And now we can just upload our notes. So let's use this same notes again and just upload the notes here. We can remove the folders for now. So yeah, so right now nothing is loaded here, no prompt, nothing. We can just simply use this skill directly from here, right? And you can just run it, but this is the easier way, and you can't say your skill is properly loaded or not. So instead of this, we can just say here So this is a call notes, and I want you to read it and send to a client on a Gmail. So this time we don't say convert into a summary, or let's remove this as well, Gmail part as well, send it to client, right? So once we do it, right, if the skill description is properly written, Claude can go to your all the skills and find out which skills match your description with this brief, right? So you can see here it automatically loaded this meeting client update skill, right? So it know this is the call notes and it need to be sent to client. So it running the skill you can see in the background. And right now in our draft, we don't have anything here, right? So it automatically generate the summary of it and convert into HTML file, and it asks us to create a new draft before sending to Gmail, right? So we just need to approve it here first, but you can also automate this part if needed. You can just go to your connectors and manage connectors on Gmail. You can just always allow, right? So it the whole process you can automate it without you need to approve it. But for now I just want to approve this for task first. So it just read the notes, and you can see the draft created in Gmail for Sarah. So if I come here and just refresh it, you can see we have this here, and we have the summary, we have the some notes what we discussed here, and these are some notes for the future meeting, right? So this create the whole HTML for us, and we just need to send it after reading it. So this is whole about the skill. You don't need to give a big prompt every time. You just do your work from start to finish, what exactly that you needed, what format you need in HTML file or the PDF format, where you need to send on Gmail or the Slack, right? You need to do the whole work from start to finish. And once you've done your work, you can convert into a skill, and it just do the like basic brief what you need to do, and it's do the whole work for you. So a skill is just a set of instructions. You can read it here, and it just follow what it need to be do by step. So it follow your guidance here. So once we have the skills, you just need to read the output if it's right or not, and you just test with multiple more data. So you can take the actual client report, client meeting call, and just convert, just test with this skill. And if you see something is off, right, it's not properly written, you just refine it and just use it again and again. So every iteration your skills getting tighter, and it work much better for you. So this is all about this session, and in the next part we also go much deeper into the skills and see more use cases for it. Thanks.